And as I was saying on part 1 of investing in yourself, understand you are going to make some bad decisions. But one thing I had to realize, I talked to the bill collector when I was investing in myself, when I was building my brand. And I said, let me ask you, for not paying this student loan or this credit card, can I go to jail? No, sir, we can't put you in jail. Okay, we done talking. Goodbye. If I can't go to jail for it, you ain't getting it right now because I ain't got it. And then one thing I started to realize is they already set up. I'm an investment. I'm an investment for them because they give me a loan, then they getting my money back with interest. And if I default on it, they got insurance that they could write it off. And they fine. They still gonna be fine. Sallie Mae ain't went out of business, or Freddie Mac ain't went out of business. Capital One ain't went out of business. Everybody I owed stayed in business. But if I would have just been trying to pay them when I was on hard times, I would have went out of business. But instead I said, y'all hold on. Let me make an investment so I could get a return, and then I'm gonna pay you. And I'm gonna pay you the late fees that I owe you. And I did just that. Credit went from 400 and something to about 800 and something, and then I had to go back down again. It's a cycle. It is a cycle, and until you get it, until you break the mold, until you get out of that trap. But I want you to understand, listen to me when I'm telling you. Please hear what I'm telling you. Stop making excuses. My wife and I, we were eating ramen noodles. We put it in that pan, we wok it up, put some soy sauce in there, thought we was at a restaurant on them ramen noodles. Butter bread, beans and bread, put some rice in there, crack an egg, fried egg, rice with that egg, eating fried rice. Thought we was at Ho Ho Cuisine, Ling Wing. I'm trying to tell you, you have to do what you have to do. Go in the living room, had to lay a blanket on the floor because didn't have no couch. Had to stare at the wall and talk to each other because didn't have no TV. But we made investments into ourselves, into our companies, and started 8 companies. Realized 3 of them really couldn't be used yet, dissolved and went down to 5. One stream of income turned into over 40 streams. Investment into yourself. That's the only way you are going to get from where you are to where you want to be. Use Google. Let Google guide you. Still to this day, right now I gotta start 2 more companies for 2 more ventures that I'm doing. So that'll put me back at 8 companies total, as between my wife and I. That'll put me back at 8 companies total. And still to this day, over 40 streams of income. What they call a self-made millionaire, I call a God-made millionaire. Still owe people money, still owe bill collectors, but I'm still investing in myself. And I'm going to pay them back, and I'm paying them on my own schedule. I'm not going to drive myself to an early grave trying to pay you off early. I'm going to pay you on my schedule. I'm going to pay you on my time. And because I see the long picture. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. And I understand that. And that's what you have to realize. Stop just living to pay bills and invest in yourself. My wife and I, we had some bills that we skipped for 3 months to make an investment. But what that did, that investment returned. See, when you plant a seed and you plant these little seeds, you plant one seed, you plant a few seeds here and there, and it produces a garden. What you reap is way more than what you sowed. That's how an investment works. That's how it works. And sometimes you got to take that chance. And I ain't talking to y'all rich financial experts. I'm talking to the people who come from somewhere where I come from. I'm talking to the people who broke, busted, and disgusted. I'm talking to the people who shackled and bound because of their history and their past, their biography and their story, who are broke-minded because of what's been passed down from generation to generation. I'm talking to those people. And I'm trying to tell you that sometimes you're going to have to go through to get to. You're going to have to bend some rules. You ain't got to break them, but you could bend them. But you're going to have to invest in yourself along the way. That's the only way. When you want to learn something, find a course. Take that course. I went and took this course. Didn't have the money for it. Didn't want to have the money for it, but I took it. spent $1,000. Halfway through the course, I realized something. I created something, created a product that's gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars off of that $1,000 investment. That $1,000 investment is going to bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars. That $1,000 that I did not have, $1,000 did not want to spend, could have paid a bill, but made an investment, and it's going to return hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want you to understand that is the law of the world. That's the way it works. When you invest, you will see a return, because even if it's not in money, it'll be in knowledge, it'll be in wisdom, it'll be in understanding. See, when I wrote my first book, my first royalty check, I spent $1,600 to publish that book. My first royalty check was $300. I was hoping it was going to be $12,000. It was $300. So I still was $1,300 in the hole. But guess what? What it did. See, sometimes when you make an investment, it might not come right back in money, but what it does is you create an image. So now you look successful. So you can take, and you could have created Get My Hairline Back. I'm working on my hairline. Get My Hairline Back Cosmetics. And you sell 10 bottles. And I can't remember if I said this already because I was shooting the video and then somebody called me and it cut off. So I can't remember everything I said in part 1. You sell 10 bottles for $10 a piece, you make $100. It costs you $5,000 to get into that, to get that started. So now you still short. But guess what? Because you created that, you get a speaking engagement. They say, we're doing a entrepreneur symposium. We see you are the creator of Get My Hairline Back Cosmetics. We'd like you to be on the panel for $2,500. You do that panel, that lead to a keynote for $5,000. That lead to another panel for $2,500. The next thing you know, your product has not been selling, but because you created, because you invested, now you're getting speaking engagements, now you're getting booked, now you're making your money back. So when I wrote a book, my book did not make any money. It made me $300, but because I wrote a book, people said, can you help me write my book? So I seen one guy charging $2,500 to be an author consultant. He published his book the same way I published my book. So now I'm charging $2,500 to be an author consultant. Then people say we need speakers, but not just any regular Joe off the street. Because you wrote a book, it takes you a notch higher. They deem you an expert because you took the time to write a book. So now I'm getting speaking engagements, and this was, a decade ago. I'm 22 years old, became a speaker. 25 years old, I'm working, making $19,900 a year on a dead-end job. But then speaking engagements started coming in, $1,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Books still wasn't making no money. But because I took and made the investment, I created brand equity. So then it started to build, and then my following started to build to where the book started to make money. So see, everything happens at its own time, in its own season, when it's time for it to happen. But just by you taking action, momentum creates momentum. When you sow a seed, you will reap a harvest. And it might be in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding before it is in money. But because you created, you're going to get something in return. So let me tell you, stop looking for excuses and start looking for solutions. Still to this day, 8 companies in, over 40 streams of income, still to this day, I don't have a business mentor. Because I don't know where I come from. We don't have them kind of people. The people who can mentor me, they see me as competition. I write guys and say, hey, how much it'll cost for me to get on the phone? Which they say I don't do one-on-ones. I don't talk to people. I'm like, wow. You just done lost the human touch. You don't even talk to people, and I'm offering you money. Guys, I buy their course, and they send out the email and stuff. Here go your email and phone them if you ever need me. Email them, never hear back. Got 3 million supporters online. Them built the brand. I'm not just starting, so they can look and see my trajectory. They can see I'm investing in myself and still can't get them on the phone. So guess what? Google's still my mentor. I'm still building, but I'm earning a living. I'm earning a living, and more than a living, I'm able to take care of my family. Still owe people money for bills, but I'm paying them on my own schedule. I'm gonna pay you this much a month, but I ain't gonna go broke trying to pay you while I'm trying to make these investments. So, hey, I know I went all over the place, said a whole lot. Can't remember everything I said, but I just wanted to tell you, stop making excuses and start making changes. Invest in yourself. That's the only way you're gonna change your situation. God bless you.